Welcome into the WCS Sports Connection. I'm your host, Patrick Whitlock, District Athletic Director, and with me always is Tate Mathews. Tate, how'd the weekend treat you?
Great weekend outside of a missed field goal, but that happens sometimes. So it was a little rough ending to an otherwise great game. In Knoxville, I know you were very pleased with the Commodores' win over the Gamecocks. So
yes, solid weekend.
Solid weekend.
House money right now. 3-0. I would have taken 2-1, but hey, 3-0, we're in good shape.
3-0, so. and according to your Twitter accounts, you all are the best team in the state of Tennessee. So that's awesome.
I did not post that, but
a little side note, a little Wilco side note. Also got to spend time with one of my all-time favorite point guards in Wilco basketball history, Evan Gaynor.
Yes.
The Energizer Bunny, who was obviously a great player for you.
Probably the best point guard I ever coached. I mean,
really?
Up for debate, but definitely a winner. So
you'd draft him. You'd take him again.
I would.
So saw Evan, and obviously he told me to tell you hello. But always good to see the former Wilco guys. Might as well take this chance to throw a little shade at Hugh Freeze and the bang-up job he's doing at Auburn. He's a student at Auburn, along with John Beck, former lacrosse Raptor great, and the atmosphere is so exciting down there. They chose to come up to go to the UT Georgia game. So
Hugh needs to preach a little more. All right. Anyway, in terms of some WCS sports here, we had some shakeups in 6A football. Long night for the Brentwood Bruins over in Rudderville. Getting a little bit of separation in the AAA district volleyball.
Yes.
And Summit is taking control of the district in soccer with a big win over Franklin this week. So we will start there. And a AA note, the Lady Yellow Jackets continue to just roll through the competition. They win the Mount Chapman Division in the Smoky Mountain Cup this weekend. They're now 11-1, 3-0 in district. Malia Martinez, I feel like we bring her name up every week, had 10 goals this week, and Sarah Morgan had 6 shutouts. Pretty unbelievable job. In AAA, Ravenwood beat Page 2-1 and beat Centennial 9-0. And then, as I just mentioned, Summit beat Franklin 2-0. Summer Riley with another great game, and then they followed it up with a win against Indy. So now, Summit and Ravenwood sit atop the District 10 AAA standings with 3-0 records. Haven't played head-to-head yet. Franklin right there, 2-1. Independence, Page 1-1, Brentwood 1-2, and then Nolensville, very young Nolensville team, and Centennial 0-3. The big match this week, and by the time this airs, we'll have a definitive, shot of what's going on here. Summit at Ravenwood Tuesday night.
So I was going to say somebody's going to be 4-0 and somebody's going to be 3-1, but in soccer that's not true. We could have a tie.
We could have a tie,
yeah.
And Franklin could win Tuesday and really kind of muddy things up. So really,
that was a really big win though for them.
Oh, big time!
Because man, that's a tough hump to get over. Right?
Well, Franklin and Ravenwood have traditionally kind of been top tier in this district. I mean, lots of teams have had kind of their moment, but Summit kind of starting to make their move soccer-wise a little bit.
Yeah, and obviously when you have one of, if not the best soccer player in the county, that helps.
The reigning Wilco winner,
right.
Summer Riley, Mississippi State commit, continuing to kill it. Volleyball, Brentwood had 3 wins, beat Centennial 3-0, beat Page 3-1, and then beat Franklin 3-2. Eliza McKnight had 6 aces, 56 kills, 5 blocks, and 28 digs in those 3 matches. She led the team with 25 kills against Page and 29 against Franklin. Laura Duncan had 13 aces, 3 kills, 65 assists, and 42 digs in those matches as well. With that being said, Page lost that match, but still had a solid week. Knock off Nolensville. Nolensville, very rough week on the volleyball side. For Page, Becca Turley had 40 kills in 2 matches. Hannah Ryder, 29 digs. Ellie Caldwell, 31 digs. And Audrey Banks had 11 blocks in those 2 matches. So Nolensville loses to Page, then turns around, and probably one of the more shocking outcomes, loses to Ravenwood, a team that has kind of struggled. Traditionally, pretty good volleyball program, a power. Several state championships, lots of state championship appearances, but Ravenwood upends Nolensville. So now you got Brentwood kind of taking control 7-1, Summit 5-3, Page 4-2, Nolensville 4-3, and Franklin 4-3. So it looks like a battle for second place at this point, unless Brentwood just falls apart, but I don't see that happening.
I don't either. We're 3/4 of the way through. We're a little over halfway through.
They're going to play 14 matches, Brentwood is at 8 so far.
That's a 2-game lead after 8 games, and is pretty commanding in this district. So you're right.
And again, by the time this airs, Brentwood-Nolensville rematch Tuesday night at Nolensville. Brentwood gets that one. It's probably smooth sailing from there. I don't think anybody will catch them. Another important match later in the week, Page at Summit. That's going to have a big impact on the district standings as well. In girls golf, sophomore Zoe Poirier is in the midst of a great sophomore season. Last week, she had a hole-in-one at hole 4 at Towhee in their 4-team district matchup. I'm not familiar with that hole. I know I can't get a hole-in-one there, so good for her.
Hey, Towhee's like Summit's home course now, right?
It is.
It's pretty cool.
Yeah. So it's it's one of those Arnold Palmer courses, right? It's got a lot of sand. Used to be called something else. Anyway, bang up job on the show here. Lots of great facts. Ravenwood defeats Brentwood by 7 strokes. Annabelle Walton shot a 38. Peyton Newitt shot a 42. And then Centennial, Cannon Mabry shot the low 32 in their match Thursday with some other teams. Now, boys golf, Ravenwood defeated Independence by 12 strokes. Luke Thornton shot a 37. Josh Barfoot, former student of mine, shot a 39. And then they turned around and lost to Brentwood by just 4 strokes. Luke Thornton, 34. John Aston, 35. And Josh Barfoot, 36. As I mentioned, Indy fell to Ravenwood, but on a Monday match where they played BGA Nolensville at Towhee, the Blackburn brothers, Ben shot 2 under and Jeb shot 1 under in that match. And then we got a big showdown. Again, this will be settled by the time this airs Tuesday. But Brentwood had 3 players shoot even or better last week, led by Jimmy Grimes, who shot 1 under against Ravenwood. They also beat Franklin with 5 players shooting even or better, led by Graham O'Neill, -2. I think the crazy thing when we do these recaps, every week a kid at Brentwood, it's a different dude at Brentwood, like shooting 2 or 3 under par.
Oh, there's kids that would be ones on other teams that last year that didn't get to play in the state tournament.
Yeah,
like,
it's
more than one.
It's absolutely insane because
insane.
When you got 5 kids that are shooting even or better in a high school golf match at a reputable course, I mean, come on. Page, who they will face in this match this week, Jake Eichhoff shot a 1 under 35 as they beat Franklin. He's up for the Tennessean Athlete of the Week, and so is Jimmy Grimes as well from Brentwood. So if you have a chance, go on to Tennessean.com this week and vote for your favorite amongst those two. And like I said, tomorrow, Tuesday, big match. Page, Centennial, and Brentwood all facing off in an 18-hole match, which is not totally common. Each Williamson County school gets to play 2 of those during the year because you have to get out of school a little bit earlier.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. So
6 boys and 3 girls from each.
Correct.
That's cool.
Yeah.
Who puts that together?
They just kind of work that out in the district schedule and kind of pick and choose, and it gets them prepared for the postseason.
I mean, you're an in shape guy, but have you ever walked 18 holes?
Not recently.
That's a long day, man.
Yeah, it's a long
Even
day.
if you're good, still, I mean, it'd take 18 hours if it was me and you. But for them, that's a long. Better be in shape.
Oh yeah. When I was younger, I would walk because I wasn't old enough to drive a cart. But ever since I've been able to drive a cart, I've gone that route.
Yes.
So All right, cross country Summit.
Hold on a second. No, hold on. I feel like you think Paige has got something for Brentwood in that?
I don't know. I mean, you're talking about you've got a handful of golfers that are amongst the top in the state. Out of the top 10 in the state, you've probably got 3 or 4, and this could be an underestimate, playing in that.
Okay.
So it's at Vanderbilt Legends, so there's no advantage there. It's not like they're playing at the Grove or anything like that. Until somebody knocks off Brentwood, I'm going to go with them.
Okay.
All right, cross country. Summit had a great day at the Southern Showcase. Sienna Anderson finished 1st in the championship division, and Lorelei Witten finished 4th. Along with this effort, Miranda Nixon, Tegan Smith, and Kinsey McConaughey had the girls finishing 1st place in the championship division. Franklin won the Siegel Invitational for the girls. Sienna Thompson ran a time of 20:08, finished 2nd place in the varsity division. And on the boys' side, Eli Pierce finished 3rd. So that is the rundown for all those sports. And now we're going to get to football. And as we kind of discussed before we went on air, it was a rough week for Wilco teams. None had it rougher than the Brentwood Bruins, unfortunately, in a matchup that we were all anticipating as Brentwood goes over to Rudderville. Page puts it on.
You sure Summit doesn't have something to say about that?
That's next. But yeah, you're right. We hate to make light of any Williamson County
We
team
don't do
on
Wilco
the show.
Wilco
We don't do that.
Go ahead.
Great coaches, great programs. Anyway, so we're going to start. This was our WCTV game of the week, and of course, it features our WCT play of the week, as you will see here.
There we go. They're on the 8. 3rd and 4 from the 8 out of the shotgun. Rolling out to his right. He has room, looking, throwing. Hits the back of the end zone. That's going to be 6 to number 6. Caden Ackerman hauls it in. And just like that, 6-0. Page opens the contest right down the field and puts Brentwood in a tough spot.
Well, you see Cruz right here finally getting some pressure on him, but he just stays in there and kind of directs the Ackerman back to the other way. And
calm as a cucumber,
Yes.
just delivered it back of the end zone.
Safety got lost right there, and Ackerman reeled it in and scored 7-0.
All right, so that play of the week, Cameron Cruz to Caden Ackerman. Wasn't the only time he connected with Ackerman. Ackerman had 2 touchdowns of the day. I was at this game in person. Page takes the opening kickoff, marches downfield, scores, kicks off, Brentwood turnover. Jordan Curl kind of read the screenplay perfectly, just kind of, on the defensive line, drops into coverage, catches it, and almost takes it 10 yards to the house. Not an impressive run, but impressive play.
Yeah.
And it was kind of ball game after that.
Pretty awesome. Athletic guy, big athletic guy like that, and knowing where the play is, going up and catching it. Nice soft hands for the big fella. So that was really big. That was an impressive win. Page had 2 touchdowns called back. It was 30-0, and they had 2 called back. So, and you talking about Ackerman and Cruz, that thing's just. It's 2 every week, sometimes 3. They've got a heck of a connection going there. So
Yeah, and Odie, the running back that transferred in from Webb, didn't have huge numbers, but obviously, kept the chains moving from time to time. It could have been a lot worse. They did a great job, with Parker Emerson. He did not have a whole lot of room to run.
Right.
Brentwood offense really struggled. Only time they got over midfield in the first half was on a fake punt. It was 4th and 2, close to the 50, and late hit out of bounds. So they were able to extend that drive there, but really didn't threaten very much. I think the sad thing, and we'll get to Ravenwood next here, we won't see Page and Ravenwood play.
I know,
this
wouldn't
year.
that be a great game?
That'd be unbelievable. Unfortunately, that is not in the cards this year. But
this year.
I'm not so sure that Page couldn't beat Ravenwood. I mean, now
Wow.
I have a limited view. I mean, really, start to finish, Friday night's the only time I've seen Page play, and I've only really seen clips of Ravenwood, but obviously a little bit more familiar with their personnel. But Page was impressive, man.
Oh, they are. Well, and that's what's crazy. 5A, 6A. It doesn't, it can happen, right? But and we talked about it. They dominated them on both fronts. 6 years ago, tell you that Page is going to beat Brentwood and that their offensive and defensive lines are going to dominate the line of scrimmage for Page, you don't believe that, right?
Yeah.
And,
Oh, no way.
I mean, their offensive line their offensive and defensive line. A bunch of them play both ways, but
Just the impression, obviously, Page been to 4 straight state championship games, so they have a great reputation with their program. But there were a lot of old school people at this matchup on Friday night. And as I was going around talking to different people, they're just like, man, I can't imagine the day where Page would be able to beat Brentwood in football. Just like a foregone conclusion historically that this wouldn't happen. And as this county continues to grow, things continue to change. Page, pretty good football team.
oh yeah, facilities, everything is awesome. Gotta love it when we can talk about our defensive guys too. Cohen, Grissom, 2 tackles for a loss, 1 sack, 6 tackles, 1 block punt. And I know the Duke of Hazzard was in the house Friday night, wasn't he?
He was there.
So
did not get a chance to speak to him
I'm sure
personally.
he was very. Bobby Borbuck took a picture with him and sent it to me, so that was good.
Good old Bobby was having the time of his life. Our friend at Walker Chevrolet, great guy. Go see him. All right. In a game that unfortunately probably didn't surprise us, Ravenwood 50, Summit 0. It was 43-0 at the half. Summit playing a lot of younger guys, particularly on the defensive side of the ball. You could kind of see this coming, but Ravenwood is starting to hit their stride. Outgained them 375 yards to 75.
Yeah, it was a tough night for Summit, man. There just wasn't. You got a sophomore quarterback. You're not going to win this game. Coach Coleman. I don't know what he said to him.
He prepared to win.
Yeah, he prepared to win. You go out there to The goal is to play your best and win, but you can't win that game. You got a sophomore quarterback. One, you don't want to get him hurt. Two, you don't want to hurt confidence, right? So, there's some things that they probably down the road will do that they didn't do in this one, just because, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I've
been there.
You got a sophomore point guard, and you're going up against.
I've gotten my butt kicked in early December plenty of times on the
Going
basketball
up
side.
against a T-bond matchup zone or a D-joins 1-3-1 zone. You got to, it's tough. Anyway, so there was, I think that there's some growth to be had. There's a lot of growth to be had with Summit, but this was just tough, man. They're so good. They're so loaded. Defensively, we've talked so much about Femi and Mav and all the, firepower they've got on offense, but we haven't talked enough about that defensive line, man, especially with the addition of Danny Brown. That front seven is having
They're
a heck
nasty.
of a year. They're nasty, man.
Well,
They get after you.
their secondary with Pollard. Pretty. I wouldn't want to go across the middle with him lurking back there.
No, he's going to try to
Yeah.
put a tattoo on you. But they had 11 tackles for a loss, and they didn't even play the whole game. So a lot of things exciting about that. I did think this was awesome. Femi Babalola was 9 of 13, 134 yards, 2 touchdowns. Maverick Chance had a rushing touchdown. A passing touchdown, 2 rushing touchdowns. And then Brooks Brown gets in and throws a touchdown strike to Mir Jeffries. He gets in on it. So we had 3 quarterbacks score in the night. Pretty nice.
Yeah, Brooks Brown, a rising star, by the way.
Oh, yeah.
If he at some other programs, he would probably be the guy right now. He's only a sophomore.
Only a sophomore.
Good pedigree. His brother's starting quarterback at, is a quarterback at Iowa. I don't know if he's still starting, but he was penciled in to be the starter.
Correct.
Played at Auburn last year.
Yeah, and he's Danny's brother.
Yes.
So good addition.
Yeah, solid.
Transfer portal been very good.
Yes.
By the way, real quick before we move on, a little show note just in case you're wondering where's the, because I get this, where's the boat captain hat? Remember, rule number 1, the golden rule. We never do Wilco on Wilco crime.
Yep.
Any complaints, go to
Dr. Qualls.
Dr. Jeremy Qualls.
Yep.
I tell you one thing, though.
Jeremy.Qualls at WCS.edu.
That's right. One thing they can work on, though, Coach Rodriguez would be okay with this, 3 fumbles.
Yeah.
We got to clean that up, boys. We're too good of a team to be fumbling that many times every game.
Oh, for sure.
Agreed?
And they've got some tough games left.
Yep.
Probably, and we'll get to that when we talk about the pick'ems. We'll talk about it then. Anyway, but the good news for Summit is the waters have been muddied in the 6-6A region. They're not out of the playoff picture yet.
No.
Because we had a couple of unexpected scores, unfortunately, for Wilco teams. Shelbyville 31, Indy 28. Matthew Horner, 261 yards passing. His main target, Hunter Mullins, 70 yards and a touchdown. Late rally falls short. They were down 31-21. They score late, unable to cap the comeback. But this is a result that I think probably caught us off guard a little bit.
It did me. It did me. I knew Shelbyville could score points. Coach Dryden does a really good job with them, and he's got a really good running back in Robert Bailey. That guy. When you play them, and you can go ahead and Brentwood can go ahead and get ready for this. He's going to carry that ball about 25, 26, 30 times a game. He's really good. So I knew they could score some points. I didn't think they'd be able to hold Independence under 28. I thought they'd keep giving the ball back to them and quick things. So, they scored 28 points. Matthew Horner had 261 passing yards, had another long touchdown to Hunter Mullen. But yeah, I didn't pick it. You didn't either.
Right. Neither one of us picked it.
So.
And neither one of us picked this next one either. Coffee County, Franklin goes on the road and struggles. Coffee County 7, Franklin 6. Second week in a row, Franklin has led in the second half. They led Shelbyville in the second half. They led Coffee County in the second half. End up falling. Coffee County scores in the third quarter, is able to hold on at home, 7-6. Definitely not one we saw coming.
No.
And puts Franklin in a really tough spot, region-wise, because now they've lost to Shelbyville and to Coffee County and have Ravenwood on deck.
They got to win out in Wilco now, right?
I think they could probably drop the Ravenwood game, but then they have to win out after that. Now, there's a lot to be decided.
Yeah.
We don't know. They're definitely not out of it. But
starting
off 0-2 against the 2 non-Wilco teams is tough.
Tough. I feel like that was a little bit of a, you all had not as long between games, but I just feel like I can't help but believe that there was some sort of hangover effect from the Shelbyville loss. And
having to play it on a Saturday,
that's right.
a lot comes into that. So probably a lot of soul searching this week in the Admirals locker room.
I think he's okay with it. He'd tell you. I think they had a meeting on Sunday, and it was a let's throw it all on the table. Let's be honest with each other. Here's where we are. Here's where we got to get better. What are we going to do about it?
Yeah, and you got to get it together because Ravenwood comes over for a homecoming game over on Hillsborough Road on Friday night. So if you don't put it together quickly, it's going to be a little bit of trouble.
Correct.
But, maybe you catch Ravenwood sleeping a little bit. Ravenwood's kind of cruising. Ravenwood plays CPA the next week, maybe a look-ahead spot. I don't know. It's football. Crazy things happen.
That's right.
Probably the best game of the week, Green Hill 37, Centennial 35. This is the reason why you are still leading in the pick'em, because you took Green Hill. I took Centennial. Wasn't far off. Cougars had an early lead. In fact, led by 10 in the first half. Weren't able to hold on. Could not stop Green Hill. That has kind of been the story of the season for Centennial.
Yeah.
Defensively, they struggle to get stops.
They can score points.
Yeah.
They can score points, and they'll figure it out at some point on defense. But
Or they just need to go Tecmo Bowl and just onside kick it every time.
what's that? What was that? Pulaski Academy.
Yeah.
Pulaski Academy. Onside kick, 2-point conversion.
Right. Go for it on every fourth down.
Never punt. Yeah, go for it on no matter where you are.
Yeah. Right.
And which we saw that up close when.
Yeah, they played Ravenwood.
Yeah,
and it was a
Coach Daniels-
shootout. It was crazy.
Shout out to our boy. What's his first name? Reggie's boy, Mason.
Oh, Andrew Mason.
Hey, Andrew. Wasn't that the game he had like 9 touchdown passes, 7
something
touchdown
like that,
passes?
7 touchdowns.
Yeah, Andrew Mason went Tecmo Bowl that night. He went Sega Genesis college football.
A lot of old school Ravenwood references today. Evan Gaynor, Andrew Mason. Got to do it.
There's been a lot of them.
Yeah, all right.
They can score now. That's what I think would be scary if they were on my thing, because they're going to figure it out eventually. And
Right now, and I'm not saying they will, they look like the only team in that region that can even kind of contend with Page. I mean, I don't think they will, because I think Page can control the lines of scrimmage. But the Cougars can score, man. They're averaging like close to 35 points a game.
they are. And they got some guys that if they get some daylight,
Give them some space.
you're not catching them.
No, definitely not. All right, Fairview 33, Glencliff 15. This was almost a boat race city game. Fairview led 33-0 and then just kind of put the brakes on. Caden Lee with a pick. Fairview's averaging 40 points a game, speaking of offenses. So Coach Hughes doing his thing. And then Blackman 41, Nolo 7. I think we kind of saw that coming. Blackman got a really good team this year.
Yeah.
6A team, Rutherford County powerhouse. So, like we mentioned earlier, Shelbyville and Ravenwood are now 2-0 in Region 6A. Franklin is 0-2, and then a handful of teams have only played one game. So a lot to be decided there, but it looks like Ravenwood will probably pull away with that region going in the playoffs. But again, I was talking to Coach Harries this morning. He was saying they could still sweep in the first round of the playoffs. You just don't know.
Right.
Despite how much they've struggled. So Franklin got a lot of work to do. Indy and Brentwood still in a decent spot. Summit not out of the mix. So it's definitely keeping it interesting.
Yeah. And Fairview in the driver's seat. And Page.
Yeah, Fairview.
We're in the driver's seat of all three, 6-5 and
For sure.
3A.
So if this is a down year in Wilco, then we'll take it down year.
We'll take it.
We're in,
And,
we're in
we'll
first.
see what happens in the playoffs.
Yeah, long way to go. All right, so in our pick'ems, based on the Green Hill Centennial outcome, Tate takes a 22-6 lead. I am 20-8 on the season. Still pretty good overall for both of us.
Yeah.
But, I picked against Centennial the previous 2 times. My daughter Jameson gave me a lot of crap about it. I picked the Cougs here. She texts me on Friday. She says, hey, Kaleo, their big offensive lineman, says, thanks for picking us. So people are watching. That's good to know. But I told her, I was like, it could be the kiss of death. And she gave me the thumbs down emoji. And
Here we are.
here we are.
And
So-
here we are with the rank, the records.
All right, so you get to pick first since you're in the lead.
Okay.
Shelbyville at Brentwood.
Pretty scary, man. Shelbyville. Win over Franklin, win over Independence. They're really good at the running game. I think Brentwood's still figuring some stuff out. I think this is if the pundit, I wish we could get the pundit to get the lines out by the time we do this show, because that would be really good. But this one is a really tough one. But it's at home. Shelbyville had to come to Franklin twice, and then they've got the Independence win. I just feel like they're going to come up a little bit short in this one. I'm going with the Brentwood Bruins.
I'm going to go with Brentwood too, because I expect Coach Finch to get a response out of his kids. That's a program that has had a lot of success, a lot of pride. They're not going to mail it in.
No.
They're going to get better this week. Coach Finch will get them right. And I think they beat them. I think it's tight, though.
I do too.
I think it's tight. And if Shelbyville scores early a couple times, then I think it's big trouble. But I'm going to have faith in the Bruins on this one. All right, the next one, Antioch at Centennial. I'll tell you, I'm really torn on this one, because what I do know about Antioch is they have a great quarterback. Probably the best team in Metro. I'm going to go Centennial, just because I think they're going to be able to score, and I think they get one more stop than Antioch gets.
That's what it's going to take. You're right. Two Andre Adams, junior quarterback. He's big time. They got a lot of Cam Galladay. They've got a lot of weapons to go around with them. They've got a running back that can beat you if you give him space. They got a couple Cam Galladay, Brandon Galladay, a wide receiver. So, but then you got another one of the great quarterbacks in the Mid-State this year with Mitchell Grandjean. So Malachi Steele, a lot of firepower offensively. So I think it's a shootout. I think it could be another 37-35, something like that. But I just feel like this. I don't think Centennial is going to hold them to 10 points.
No.
But I do think Centennial gets the win. I think, like you said, they're gonna get two more stops maybe than Antioch. It's homecoming, and T-Dot is going to be
in the house. People are fired up about that.
Yeah. I think Centennial gets the win.
All right. You're up. Fairview at Stewart County. I'm glad you're going first, because I don't know anything about Stewart
You ever
County.
been to Dover?
Not intentionally.
It's right by Erin, which is where Houston County is. Point being, it's a long road trip. This is Boat Race City, Popcorn City, but it's so far away, I don't know if they can be back in time to make the post-game party at Snappy's Pizza. So it's Boat Race. Jax McCoy's eating popcorn in the third quarter. I'm going with the Yellow Jackets.
Don't count Coach Hughes out at Snappy's Pizza.
I know.
He'll get there.
I don't know if they can keep it open that late.
All right, I'm going with the Yellow Jackets too. All right, Ravenwood at Franklin. I mean, come on. Ravenwood, got to go with them. I mean, as great a story as it would be for Franklin to turn it around and knock. I do think it'll be probably a little bit closer than people think in general, just based on the circumstances. But until somebody competes with Ravenwood in this region, I'm not picking against them.
Yeah, I agree. I think there's just too much firepower. I think they're what people were concerned about was their offensive line. That's obviously playing really, really well. Kind of helps when the head coach coaches them, right? Or sometimes it doesn't help, but in this case it does. I think there's just no weak links. They're so big, they're so physical, they're so strong, and Franklin's got an identity thing going on right now. They got to figure out. Tough thing is it's Ravenwood this week, but they'll fight.
Yeah.
They're going to pick somebody off down the road, but no, Ravenwood Raptors.
All right.
Too good.
Yep. Next one, Coffee County at Indy. Coffee County coming off the upset win over Franklin. At least we're going to call it that, because we don't know any better. But I think we're right on that.
Talking about the JBD, Jiffy Burger Dump.
Yep.
Am I up first?
You are.
Oh, Independence.
Sorry.
Coach Blade Coach Blade. The offense will be firing on all cylinders. And like I said, I just can't pick. There's no way I'm picking the JBD versus Independence and Scott Blade.
Yeah. All right.
Are you picking?
Oh yeah, my bad. I just figured it was a foregone conclusion. I was going with Indy. Yeah, Indy for sure. My bad. Nolensville at Tullahoma. Don't know a lot about Tullahoma. I've heard some pretty positive things. Road trip. Nolensville's reeling a little bit. I'm going with Tullahoma in this one.
Wow. Didn't see that one coming. Man, Blackman, I think we're figuring out, we're going to find out a little bit down the road. Blackman's really good, really physical, really big. So that one didn't bother me as much, but I do think you're right. I think Nolensville's still trying to figure some things out. And that's the problem with a team like Blackman too. I think we got a little banged up last week. I think there's some injuries that we're trying to, not season ending, but we got some bangs and bruises, we got to heal up. So as much as I hate to say it, it's on the road. That's a tough place to play. And they got a running back named Marvancy. What a great name.
That's the best I've heard in a while.
Marvancy Johnson, and they're going to see a heavy dose of him. I think the Wildcats win.
Yeah, we hate to pick it that way, but we're trying to win a contest here.
That's right.
Yeah, all right. Lincoln County at Summit, you're up first. Lincoln County already with the win against Independence this year.
Yep.
At least it's not in the pit. I guess that's a positive thing to say.
Correct.
So who you got?
Ed Cunningham and Coach Coleman have a little coaching history together. They were on Coach Ron Adelot, Abby Adelot's dad, staff at Riverdale. They go way back. But Lincoln County's 4-0 for the first time in as many years as I can remember. They're playing really, really well. I think it's close, but I got to go Lincoln County.
Yeah.
As much as I hate to do it.
I'm going with Lincoln County as well. And the last one, Henry County at Page. Henry County traditionally cares about football. We've had some really good teams up there. They're coming to Page. Again, I'm not picking against Page until somebody shows they can compete with them. They have not really been tested yet. Beat Giles County bad, beat Green Hill bad, beat Brentwood bad. I don't know if it's going to be as bad against Henry County this weekend, but I imagine Page is going to pull that one off.
This isn't James Counts Jr.'s Henry County team. They're struggling. They got real problems. It's a long trip. They don't want to come anyways. Hopefully they leave their train horn or whatever that thing's called. You ever heard that freight train horn?
No.
It's rough. Hopefully they leave that at home. Page by 50.
Yeah. So we both got Page in that one. Speaking of horns, I was at the Page game the other night.
They got them too?
Well, one of the assistant coach's wife has a horn in the end zone, and it was ridiculously loud. And me and Bobby Borbeck kind of had to move. It was a lot, but hey, she's being supportive and good for her. I'm not going to throw out any names, but if anybody goes over there, they're going to figure it out pretty quickly. So anyway, that's going to wrap up our show for this week. Some big matchups in boys golf, volleyball, and girls soccer, and then we've got our slate of Friday games. Thanks for tuning in, and we will see you next week.